Good afternoon, everybody. It is 1 minute past 4. We would have been bang on time at 4 o'clock had my internet not literally just cut out 30 seconds before we were due to go live. But we are here. We are live. For those people who are joining us for the first time, my name is Ross. This is producer Petch. Together, we run Act On This.tv. That's Act On This, the TV Actors Network. If you are an actor, you want to work on TV, you want to actually earn money out of your career rather than dabbling in it as a hobby, you want to know the business of the business to actually land auditions and get roles on TV, come and join the membership, actonthis.tv. Don't do it now, or you can do it now as long as you keep this video on in the background, because we've got loads to talk about today about getting TV jobs, and we're going to be joined in a few minutes by a member of actonthis.tv who has used the strategies that he's learned on actonthis.tv to land a job. He's just been on TV this week in Emmerdale. We're going to talk all about that, how he achieved that. Before that, Petch, how are you? I'm just going to get some housekeeping done in a second about tomorrow night's call because I want to let everybody know about that. But what's going down in your world? Yeah,
I'm good, thanks. It's a Wednesday. It's a hump day. It's one of the days where people tend to, I don't know, there's a, not negativity, but there's a real struggle around a Wednesday, I find, with people.
Is there? I love it because I'm like, we've broken the back on the week. It's like hump day. I hear that a lot online. Happy hump day. It sounds weird, doesn't it? But I'm like, look, you've broken the back of the week. Half the week's done, and you've got another 2 full days and a half day today. To anything could happen. Get optimistic.
Like you've the weekend that you've just done is far behind you. The weekend coming up is too
close.
Far in front. Do you know? Oh, it's not. It's not Thursday. You know what I mean?
It's glass half full.
It's boom. But this is what I'm seeing in the industry. This is what I'm seeing just with people in general. It is that Wednesday kind of feeling. However, saying that, I've been talking to actors all day today. Someone has just finished with their agent, looking for a new agent now, which is positive. I've been speaking to somebody who's on set at the moment, and they're telling me how their day is going. So there's a lot of positives to be had for today, and I've been just promoting the hell out of the upcoming call that we've got tomorrow. I don't know if you want to talk more about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. And if you are having a bad hump day, then I didn't know that was a thing. Then we're here to just give you some positivity and just some inspiration and motivation to just make your week even better. Get you out of that slump. I will just talk about the call as people are joining. So tomorrow night, for members of actonthis.tv, we've got one of our biggest calls of the year. Once a year, this incredible casting director comes to join us for a session. We have casting directors every single week, basically, pretty much, and actors and agents and directors, writers, producers, top guests from the industry. But one casting director in particular always draws a big crowd. That is Kelly Valentine-Henry, casting director for massive shows like Bridgerton. She just cast new Disney Plus show Rivals. That's getting absolutely rave reviews. It's supposed to be a bit steamy, a bit raunchy, Rivals. I've not seen a lot of it yet. I've seen a lot of talk of that on the internet. But Kelly's going to join us tomorrow night. So we're recording this right now. We're going out live on Wednesday, the 27th. This is happening on Thursday, the 28th, 7:30 p.m. With Kelly Valentine-Henry. We're going to do roughly a 90-minute to 2-hour session diving into everything about her team at the moment, who's on her team, her casting process, the process of casting Bridgerton, the new Disney Plus show Rivals. We're going to be looking at how you can personally get on her casting radar. Kelly's happy for me to give...
Kelly, hasn't she, really?
What's that?
The shows that she casts. She's
raunchy. Yeah, Bridgerton and Rivals, both a bit raunch. But they're both massive, massive shows. We're going to give away Kelly's email address. She's happy for me to do that. I spoke to her yesterday. So you can send your spotlight, your show reel. We're going to talk about what she wants to see on your spotlight, though, what she wants to see on your show reel. If you want a blueprint, basically, of how to get on Kelly and her team's radar and potentially end up next year auditioning for shows with Kelly, this is going to be a session not to miss. I recorded a little video. It is a solo video of me just talking about this session. So Kelly's not in this one. Normally our guest would join us, but she was mega, mega busy yesterday. But I will play this just to give you a little heads up of what is coming up on that session. And if you get a membership, not only will you be able to join this session tomorrow night, you will be able to join us next Tuesday as well with Downton Abbey casting director Jill Trevellick. So another massive casting director. We're trying to finish this year like really, really strong. So I'll just take us off the screen, Petch. I'll play this little trailer out, and then we're going to get stuck in. Our guest, I can see him down here. You won't be able to see him yet, folks. I can see him down here. He's getting himself ready to come and chat. But let's just take everyone off the screen, and I will play this little trailer out. Are you an actor looking to land roles in massive shows like Bridgerton and brand new Disney Plus smash hit Rivals? If you are, I want to invite you to this week's Act On This.tv live Mastermind session. It is taking place on Thursday, the 28th of November at 7:30 p.m. on Zoom with our special guest, casting legend and the casting director of both of those shows, and a whole lot more, Kelly Valentine Hendry. This will be the 6th time that Kelly has been on Act On This, and if you've been on any of our previous sessions, you will know just how powerful Kelly's sessions are. Okay, she's obviously one of the biggest casting directors in the game, one of the most successful casting directors in the game, but Kelly's also one of the nicest, one of the most supportive, and a real champion of new talent and fresh faces. We're going to be diving deep into Kelly's casting process, discovering exactly who is on her casting team right now, finding out exactly how you can get on Kelly's casting radar for auditions in 2025. Kelly's going to be giving out some incredible audition tips and strategies, and also sharing the biggest mistakes that she's seeing actors make when it comes to self-taping right now. And that's really important. We want to really help you nail your self-tape game moving forward. We'll be sharing contact info for Kelly as well, so you can get your spotlight and your show reel over to her. Basically, if you want a step-by-step blueprint of how to level up your acting career in 2025 and beyond, you're going to want to be on this session. To reserve your seat, head over right now to actonthis.tv/live and grab your Act On This membership. Not only will you get a seat on this week's call, if you get a membership right now, you will also get a seat on next week's member-only Zoom call with Downton Abbey casting director Jill Trevellick as well. And you'll also get instant access to the recordings of over 140 past sessions that we've done this year with the biggest casting directors, agents, actors, writers, directors, and producers in TV too, for just £6.75 a week. I cannot stress enough, like, nothing comes close in value to an actonthis.tv membership. So once again, actonthis.tv/live to grab your Act On This membership and to get your seat on this week's call. I will see you there Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. And if you cannot make it live, get a membership anyway, because you're going to get access to the full recording of what you miss on Friday morning, okay? Be there. Let's finish 2024 strong. Let's get you in a place where you're motivated, inspired to capitalize on all of the opportunity coming in 2025. It's going to be a much bigger year than this year. Lots of shows are going into production next year. You're going to want to audition for them, and you're going to want to book roles. If that is you, I'll see you Thursday night. actonthis.tv/live. The little ring at the end of that.
You didn't know where to end that video. You had like 3 different endpoints, and you just carried on. Just
keep going. I've got so much to say. Well, there's nothing else I need to say about that session now. It's all basically just been said in that video. But yeah, it'll be a banging session. Kelly's a total legend. Like I say, the 6th time she's been on, always gives massive value. You should be there, basically. If you want to level up, you want to get on the radar of one of the biggest casting directors in the game, be on that session. I talk about a lot of opportunity that's coming in 2025. I now want to talk about the opportunity that's still available in 2024.
Well, just before we move on, I just want to give a couple of shout outs dead quick. We've got Gary Thomas saying hello.
All right, Gary
saying afternoon. We've got Mel NYC Reviews also saying hello. Ria Lopez over on Instagram has said they've got their membership today, and this is going to get them out of the slump. Brilliant, Ria. BMW Henry has asked a question over on Instagram. Don't worry, we will answer that. But if you have any questions or anything like that, get over to YouTube, get over to LinkedIn or X, and we can bring the comments up on screen as we're going along. And Tim, this hat is staying right where it is, on top of the head, because we're top of the league, but we will be after tonight. Come on, Leeds.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of complaints about Leeds caps. I don't know if we're going to have to ban that at some point, Petch. But yeah, shout out to everyone on Instagram. If you want to bring comments up on screen and discuss stuff with us today, if you come over to youtube.com/actonthisTV, youtube.com/actonthisTV, we can then bring your comments up on screen. So yeah, I want to now talk about the opportunity that's still available in 2024, right? And if you've been around Acts on This, for any amount of time, you'll know what a massive advocate I am of serial drama. Basically, the soaps, serial drama, continuing drama, whatever you want to call them. That's Emmerdale, Coronation Street, Casualty, EastEnders. It was Holby, unfortunately, but that's now gone. There will hopefully be something to replace that at some point, though. Same for Doctors as well. But yeah, you've got Hollyoaks, Emmerdale, EastEnders, Casualty, Coronation Street, 5 big soaps in the UK. You've also got River City up in Scotland. We kind of missed that one out occasionally, but that needs a little bit more love. And these shows are casting.
As well.
Ireland have probably got some. Someone will have to let us know if you're in Ireland. But yeah, you get an awful lot of production in these shows happening all year round. These are still probably going to be going till December the 20th, roughly, is when a lot of people stand down in the serial drama world. We've got one of our members who you mentioned before, won't give anything away, working on a Northern soap literally today. We met him in Media City last night, and I'm now going to introduce you to another one of our members who's just been on TV this week in Emmerdale, and he did a freaking cracking performance as well. His first TV role in Emmerdale. Give us a drum roll, Petch. Excellent. Andrew Farley, reveal yourself. Not like that, just on screen.
Hello.
How are you, mate?
I am good. Excited. Yeah, good.
Nice. Well, it's amazing. I love it when we can bring members on. So Andrew's been a member of Act On This quite a while. He's also part of a program that we do once a year called First TV Role Fast Track, and we've just finished an intake of that. We just finished taking an intake of that, and we only let 100 people into that once a year. That's not going to be available until August next year, so it's quite a while off. If you want to get on the waiting list, though, you can go to actonthis.tv/first and just get on the waiting list. You can be one of the 100 when we open that program next year, and you'll get more information about it. But we don't want people to wait till next year, Andrew. We can talk about all kinds of tips and strategies to get on the radar of these casting teams at these serial dramas, how you did it, using some of the strategies in the program. We won't give too much away from the program itself, though. I'm going to play your scenes out so people get to see your TV debut. You can tell us what it was like working with the director. It was Reece Dinsdale who directed it, mate, yeah? Was it Reece?
It was, yeah, Reece Dinsdale, yeah. Great guy.
Yeah,
Wicked,
it was,
yeah.
Yeah, so Reece is awesome. So I've got a little clip I can play out of Reece's advice for auditions as well. You can tell us what it was like working with one of the big stars in Emmerdale as well. And hopefully you guys who are watching, this can give you some inspiration, and hopefully you'll start taking some action to replicate some of the stuff that Andrew's done here. Shall we start by just playing the scenes out, or do you want to give us some pretext? What about, actually, before we do that, why don't you give us some pretext about like where you were at before you started really attacking this journey to your first TV role, Andrew? Like, were you just sort of like sat there feeling a bit helpless, like you weren't that proactive? Where were you at before all this begun, and you got taking part in everything that we have going on?
Yeah, so basically I was a racing driver, so I raced karts for a long time, since I was 14.
Wow.
Finance stopped me from doing that. So basically I thought, do you know what? I'm going to try a bit of acting, and went up to Act Up North, the school, for 3 years, and then joined your lovely selves, and just went from there. Yeah, took all your advice and put it into action, and this is where I'm at.
Right, well, we'll talk about some of that, some of that action in a second. I've got your scenes here, 2 cracking scenes in Emmerdale. When I watched it, I was like, I didn't know what I was expecting. Obviously, you told me you'd done the job and stuff. I was waiting to watch it, but I didn't realise it was going to be pretty much like, one of the scenes in particular, a 2-hander with you and a Emmerdale legend.
Well, I couldn't say nothing really. I couldn't say much, basically, apart from a soap.
Well, let's play it now. Just stop the music a second, Petch. Don't forget to put that back on, and I'll play. I'll play these scenes out. It's just a couple of scenes Andrew was in, but I think they're quality, mate. And then we'll discuss everything to do with it. I say the audition process, filming it, and now even getting it on your show reel and getting it out to other serial drama casting directors before Christmas as well. So here we go. Definitely. Andrew Farley in Emmerdale. Have a look at this.
Kane Dingle.
Really? You're going to do this now?
Do what?
Kane Dingle, I'm arresting you on suspicion of assault of James King.
What?
You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something later on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
It's nothing. I need to be with my wife. She's only just had brain surgery.
Your wife weren't the #1 concern when you assaulted Mr. King, was she?
No comment.
Why don't you just tell me what happened?
No comment.
Did he do something, upset you?
No comment.
You said you was worried about your wife. Did something tip you over the edge?
No comment.
In Mr. King's statement, he said the attack was unprovoked. You acted like a wild man.
Have you got any witnesses?
I'm the one asking the questions, Mr. Dingle.
No witnesses, no proof, so it's my word against his.
Your hand looks sore.
Are we done? Can I go now?
I'm afraid until you start shedding some light on this matter, you're going nowhere.
Da-da-da-da. I tell you what, though, but it's not just the usual kind of copper just coming in for the arrest, never seeing him again. You've got the scene just you and Jeff. There might be for continuity as well. I've seen this happen with a lot of people when they go and do cops. It happened to Joe Simpson, another guy that we know. For continuity, they get asked back. For like further interviews, investigate a little bit more, so there's continuity within the show. These day player roles, folks, are the bread and butter of your career when you're first starting out. They could be coppers, they could be doctors, paramedics, could be lawyers, barristers, I don't know, bar people. I've played all these kind of roles early on, but they're brilliant, roles for getting your first few credits on your CV. Should we just start from the beginning, Andrew? Go on.
Lisa Loves over on Instagram has said, "Great job, Andrew." I know you won't get to see that comment, so I
thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
and, give me some love on YouTube. We can bring the comments up for you.
Tim has given you a round of applause on Instagram, and Sarah Fairclough has said, "Love Reese, he's great."
So let's take it right back.
Yeah.
Let's take it right back to the start of when you first started, basically with us on First TV or Fast Track. Understanding your casting type, getting material together to send off to the serial drama casting directors. Just some of your main takeaways to just sort of give people a little bit of insight into the strategies that you use to get that opportunity, mate.
Yep. So I joined the First TV Fast Track. Didn't rush it, just stage by stage. Got me headshots, found out what kind of casting I'm up for. So like copper is one of them. Builder is another. Yeah, builder. Just a general dad as well, a family dad, father. So I got me headshots to match my casting type. And then I just started emailing casting directors with me footage, got my showreel made. Just started sending emails, as well as going to workshops. So that's a big thing, going to workshops, getting you seen and stuff like that.
It's I can say, Petch, we often talked about Andrew as well. Like, you were pretty relentless, mate, as well. Like, in terms of shooting footage in alignment with your casting type, getting it out to casting directors within the within the industry. Not just serial drama casting directors as well, folks. They're great, as I say, very fertile ground for these first few TV jobs. But obviously, you can use the same strategies on every casting office for every show in the industry, basically. But you were like a what do you call it? Like a dog with a bone. Like, you just were you were really really relentless, weren't you?
Everyone says that about me anyway. My ex-wife as well.
Yeah. But yeah, so let us in on a bit of that then.
So yeah, I just every time I had something new, send off to the casting director. Not only that, I do self-tapes. So I film myself doing a self-tape, send it off. That's something new, maybe once a month or something like that. Just keep going. Yeah. Just do things yourself as well,
Andrew, can I ask, just because somebody's asked over on Instagram, and we're going to cover this question anyway, so I thought we might as well do it here. Did you have Spotlight to start off with when you started emailing casting directors?
I did, yeah. I waited till I was on Spotlight. To be fair, yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, I did.
So the question the question that's come through on Instagram has, should I be reaching out to casting directors even if I haven't got Spotlight?
Yeah, absolutely. God, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're not a member of Acts On This, every week practically we sit down with a top casting director, agent, actor, writer, director, producer, someone from the TV industry that's really established, working at the top of the game. I've not had a casting director on in 14 years of doing this who hasn't said, I don't care if you're on Spotlight, like, you know, if you feel you've got something to offer, and you need to be able to show them that, you know, there's no point in sending them just some sloppy email that's like, oh, I've not done anything yet, I'm not on Spotlight, I'm not taking any of this seriously. If you can create yourself, you know, a CV, if you know what a Spotlight CV looks like, and you can maybe type one up as a PDF, or you have one on Mandy or Star Now or the other platforms you can get onto, you know, without having any credits under your belt. You know, if you can create material, you know, either self-tape footage like Andrew was doing there, showreel material, if you can afford to get stuff shot from scratch, that's great as well, as long as it's really in alignment with who you are and your casting type. And you get those things in front of casting directors. If you are good, they honestly do not care. Same with agents as well. You know, if an agent really likes you, and they're like, I'm going to make this person as real talent, you know, they're not established yet, they've not done anything yet, that's totally cool. If they want to represent you, they can put you on Spotlight the same day. The criteria to get on Spotlight now is 1 professional credit or a recommendation off a casting director that's part of the CDG or an agent that actually uses Spotlight. So if you can get an agent to rep you, and this happens all the time in our community, and you're not on Spotlight, they can literally get you on Spotlight, you know, within a day or two of you signing with them. So, yeah, it's a massive sort of limiting belief actors have, whether like, I don't have anything to show yet, or I don't have, I don't have any professional CV credits, or I don't have Spotlight, I can't promote myself as an actor. You can, and not only can you, you really must. Honest to God, like the members of our community that do the best are the ones that, you know, just eliminate these limiting beliefs they have of what they can and can't do. And they're just like Andrew here, you know, we're just like, look, I don't have all this experience, but I have an awful lot of enthusiasm, tenacity, patience, and I'm just going to keep going and keep going. We mentioned it behind the scenes loads of times, Petch, didn't we? You were always one that we brought up in conversation, Andrew.
Yeah.
I can't say enough as well about filming yourself doing self-tapes. It gets you practice of doing the self-tapes as well. Just send them off. You know, you don't have to get professional footage. Just film yourself.
Where were you getting scripts from for self-tapes, mate? What were you doing in order to actually find that? It's another excuse actors use.
So BBC Writer's Room, I use that one. And sometimes I'll go on YouTube and look at scenes, write it all down. I'll just write the lines down myself as well. Find something on YouTube and then do it that way.
Yeah, it's there's always a way, and it's good practice. Yeah, if you shoot self-tapes, you know, they're not auditions that you've got, but if you're shooting self-tapes, you know, to get material for yourself that you can put in front of people to prove your ability, you just get better at using your self-tape equipment as well. You get way more confident on camera. You'll understand lighting better the more that you use the stuff. Yeah, we've actually got an ebook that's coming out on self-tapes. Petch has written a great ebook on it goes into a lot of detail. We'll probably give it away, but we'll try and get that out before Christmas for people who are wanting to know about kit, the best kit, lighting their self-tapes, audio, editing self-tapes. You go into a lot of detail in that book, mate. I was well impressed.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I wanted, because I run a self-tape service as well, that self-tape guide for people in Manchester where I can come to you or you can come to me. And it's just from doing that for a fair few years, helping you out with your self-tapes as well, Ross, doing my own and listening to the advice that casting directors give on Act On This quite regularly about self-tapes. I wanted to collate all that information into one book where people can go and just, get access to it, hopefully in manageable chunks, that it's not too technical, because I know the technology side of self-tapes can scare people off, so I wanted to break it down as easy as I could possibly make it, so that if you get this ebook you can then just go away and do things yourself to a high quality standard. Gary Thomas has just asked here, how often did you have new footage? Because you're talking about self-tapes there, Andrew, and I know that you used to get showreel scenes as well. How often did you used to get that new kind of footage?
I've probably got a new scene filmed probably every 6 months, or when I can afford it.
It's a professional shot from scratch.
A professional one. Yeah.
And you were doing self-tapes on a monthly basis?
Monthly basis, yeah. I wasn't sending them all off. I was sending one every couple of months, but I was just doing it for myself, just practice and practice and practice. Yeah.
Nice. So let's talk about the self-tape for the actual gig, and also just sort of like how the audition came up. I mean, obviously you must have sent stuff to Ezra and Faye at Coronation Street umpteen times by that point. What happened when the audition came through, and what did you know about the character, and then how did you do the tape?
So basically, I went to EastEnders' workshop. I've been about 2 or 3 times. Yeah. Just showing me stuff. Obviously sending emails to Emmerdale casting. And then all of a sudden I get a self-tape on the way from the agent. Didn't say what it was. So I was like, oh, what's this? Then it was Emmerdale. That was the self-tape come through.
Yep.
Filmed the self-tape, sent it off, and the same day I got told I got the job.
The same day. Wow, nice. That's good.
Same day,
that
used to wait months.
So,
that used to happen in person, but not self-tape. Yeah.
So I sent it off in the morning. I think it was at 9 o'clock in the morning. I found out about 3 in the afternoon. I got the job.
That's amazing.
Nice.
So,
nice.
But I can't stress enough about going to workshops, finding a decent one as well. You know, that really helps.
It's in terms of I think you've got you are right. You've got to fight. There's a lot of crap out there, folks. You've got to be really careful with the workshops that you attend. Make sure that they're not cramming 25 people into the workshops. I think anything around the 40 quid mark is decent. Any more than that, I think is probably too expensive. There are a lot of workshop providers that pop up. They do a couple of workshops, you never hear of them again. So do be careful. But I
guess depending on what you get for that 40 quid, because we do know one workshop is a full weekend, and that's
80 quid for the whole weekend.
Quid.
Craft
Really?
Masters Acting. Yeah, Craft Masters Acting. Big shout out to them. George Bakari and the team there. They're all working actors as well, working on decent stuff. But yeah, Craft Masters Acting. 85 quid, I think, for an entire weekend.
Days. It's brilliant.
Yeah, not just 2 hours. So there are some really good workshops out there. Just Add Milk do great workshops as well. They're pretty much a charity. All of their prices are around the 32, 35, 40 quid mark.
Run It Shouting as well.
Yeah, Run It Shouting. I think what was the one Reese did? Or was that just one that Reese did on his own?
Yeah, he started to do them on his own. I think it's I can't remember what it's called now, to be fair. But he only does it when he's not busy. So basically, I think he's done about 3 up to now. Yeah. But he said he's going to do some more once he's finished.
He's always busy,
directing.
If you follow Reese on X, what used to be Twitter, he's always posting, like, going into a new block of this and taking photos and things like that. The guy's in demand, isn't he?
Reese is a good director. Sorry, Andrew. I think we're getting a delay with your Bluetooth headphones. Do you want to take the headphones off? We'll try and get by without them, because it does this with Bluetooth for some reason. Yeah, it always disconnect those.
Just whilst Andrew's being disconnected, there's another question come through again from Gary. Can the self-tapes go on Spotlight?
That's
all right.
Hang on, I can't hear you. Just bear with me 2 secs.
No worries. It's all right. I'll answer this. So, Gary, yeah, they can go on Spotlight, mate. You just got to make sure you label them correctly, very clearly, because you want the self-tapes can look the same in the thumbnails. You want to.
How's that?
We'll see in a second if the delay is still there. We were definitely getting a few second delay, so we'll see as we're talking if it's any better. If not, put the headphones back in, but we'll try. But yeah, Gary, just want to label the self tapes like really clearly, mate. So if it was, for example, if Andrew had shot a police self tape, maybe he did one like he said as a builder before. You're going for that kind of sort of manual labourer kind of. Type, more of a working class type. You just want to make sure that you label those self tapes very clearly. Police scene. Build a scene. Let the casting directors know what it is that they're clicking on before they click on it. But
these are self tapes that you're doing for practice and not audition self tapes. Because if it's an audition self tape, chances are it's probably under NDA, and you don't want to give away any plot spoilers or anything like that. So don't put them up on Spotlight.
Until it's aired. If it's aired, you can put it on. If it's an actual audition you did once upon a time and you're really proud of the performance, as long as that show is out and it's aired, you can put that on. But yeah, don't put it up beforehand. Right, so Andrew, let's talk a little bit about your approach to self-tapes, and then I've got a little clip of Reece Dinsdale talking about day player auditions. So the day players are these kind of characters that Andrew's played here. These, you go in for the day, you know, you get paid very handsomely for it. It's good money. You know, Hollyoaks, for example, 14 words on Hollyoaks is £1,000. Literally one line, pretty much, on Hollyoaks could bag you £1,000. So, you know, these are decent cast roles. But yeah, your approach to self-tapes, mate, how you approach that self-tape, what you think you did in it that got you the job. And then I'm going to play this little clip out from Reece.
So, yeah, so basically I read it about 20 times, 15
Yep.
to 20 times. Learn the lines, get the backstory, try and get a backstory. Because I had quite a few lines on this one. So it wasn't just one. So I tried to get a backstory of what he's been up to before.
The trouble Kane had been in.
Yeah, so while I was watching the show, so
Right.
I had to watch it up. I was watching it about 3 weeks before I did my self-tape anyway, so I had an idea what was going on. So yeah, and I just learn my lines, and then I get on with it. I don't know what else. I just get on with it and do it basically.
How many takes did you do of the Emmerdale tape?
I did. So I sent 2 off. So I did about 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And I chose 2 of them. Sent 2 off. They only asked me for 1, but I sent 2. One was a bit more aggressive, and then one was like just a throwaway one. And they got back to me and said it was a throwaway one. What did it for me? The second
Right.
one. So I think
Out of the 5, Andrew, sorry, just before we go on, out of the 5, which 2 did you send off?
Oh yeah. Which 2?
second and third one.
It's always near the beginning. Always near the beginning.
Yeah, it wasn't the first one. It was the second and third
No,
one.
I always say that your first one's you're winding up. That's you getting into it. And then 2, 3, maybe 4 are always your best ones. After that, I always find that people are trying to recreate what they've done in previous takes, and they're no longer in the moment. They're trying to be a robot and recreate it, and it just doesn't look right.
Well, we've done this before because what I find... Oh, go on, Andrew, go on.
I tend to not do too many because I think if you start doing too many, you just lose it then.
Because we've had this where I will have liked something that I've done, say, in take 3, and then I like something that I did in take 4, but I didn't do the same thing that I did in take 3 that I liked. So then we'll try and do a take 5 where I do the same thing that I did in take 3, coupled with the same thing that I did in take 4 that I liked. And it's very difficult to get that like naturalness and spontaneity once you've done something. Oh, I like the way I did that, to then try and recreate it. That is quite difficult. And then
in the moment, are you?
no, before you know it, you've done 22 takes, and you're like, oh my god! I mean, literally, I've done that once, and I was like, I don't know what to choose. How many times, Petch, do I go? This is the one, right? Come on, this is the one. And then you end up going back.
You did it once where I even finished with you. I went back home and you got up out of bed and did another one.
And yeah, I was like, I'm uploading that one, I'm done. And then I got into bed and thought, oh no, I've just thought of a way I could deliver that line. Right, I'm going to do that again. It was a joke. And then I think I still went back the next day when I uploaded it to like the original one anyway that we were going to do. It's really interesting, Andrew, that you said about the throwaway one got you the job, because I've got a clip from our session with director Reece Dinsdale. So again, for members and non-members, if you are a member, this session is in the members area right now with Reece. It's a 2-hour session with Reece Dinsdale, the director, how you get on his radar, what he likes in castings, you know, ultimately how to book the job if you can land the audition with him. If you're not a member, if you get a membership to Act On This, you'll get access to this instantly, along with another 140 past sessions that we've done this year with the biggest names in the game, all the top casting directors, agents, actors, writers, directors, and producers. But I've just got a little section of that interview.
Just whilst we're talking on self-tapes, another self-tape legend here, Rick Carr, is in the house.
Rick is great at self-tapes as well. I don't know if you still do your self-tape service, Rick, but yeah, Rick does all Steve Everett's self-tapes. Did you get Rick? Did you get Steve the job on Brassic as Farmer Jim? Did you do his tape for Brassic? I know you've done a lot of his tapes.
But I'm just going to just say he did.
Yeah, just take the credit for it. Right, I'm just going to take us off the screen again for a second, chaps, and I'm just going to play this out from Reece. I think this is just good advice in general for these day player roles, these procedural roles where you're going in for 1 or 2 episodes just to move the story along. Have a look at Reece's advice. So I'll just take us off for a second. let's say someone sends you the show reel. You're like, actually, you're really cool. You're really good. I'm going to get you in for Corrie, your next block of Corrie. Hopefully it'll be in the room. But if it's not, if it's a tape, and say it was, I don't know, 6 lines as the nurse or the doctor or the receptionist or whatever, what's your advice for them so that you watch that and go, yeah, you've got it, out of the 5 you might see?
Don't do too much.
Right.
Don't. I mean, you're talking about specifically the meeting, or the tape. Definitely when you get the gig and you come in, the secret is just to play the role, no more. If it's 2 lines, just serve the piece. Just do your line, whatever it is, and bugger off. It's that, and that'll catch the eye because that's quality. Somebody trying to make the most of their role and things. Sometimes it's like, no, now it's jarring, and we can tell, and all the rest of it. Just serve yourself and serve the piece by just doing what is required and no more. I mean, it depends on the character, doesn't it? It might be a showy character, so then we require you to do more. But it may not. It may be just something that's in passing and something said and done and this, that, and the other. You do yourself a bigger favour by just being so wonderfully naturalistic and so real. They go, it's seamless, that's wonderful. That catches the eye, you see. For me, it does anyway. And I think a lot of directors, people who can just come in, say a few lines, nice and easy, blah, 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 and you think, how brilliant was that? They just nailed it. They didn't try too much. They did what was required. You've got to be intelligent enough to know it's not about you sometimes, the scene.
Yeah.
No, the reason is that you're somebody in that scene because we just need that kind of angle to take the central character somewhere else or do whatever. It's very difficult, isn't it? Because everything in your body goes, I want to show off now. I've got a part. This is my chance. This is my chance. Yeah. And there's a director going, but just do what you need to do.
Yeah.
That's really serving you and the piece.
Boom. 2-hour session is in the members area right now with Reese. So that's exactly what you did, Andrew. You said the one that was a throwaway tape got you the gig, mate, yeah?
Well, to be honest with you, everything he said there is exactly the way what he's like. I mean, when I like exactly what I did on the self-tape, I didn't do too much. I just went on and I did it, and that was it. Yeah, that's all you can do.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's serving the piece, not serving yourself. But I thought, and I want to talk about this for a second, because I thought you really held your own in that scene. Jeff Hordley, an Emmerdale legend, plays Kane Dingle. Has been in the show for as long as I can remember. He was actually a few years above me at drama school. Went to the same drama school as me, but I never met the guy. But apparently, really super, super guy, dead nice. But could be quite intimidating. His character's intimidating. He plays the hard man. He's obviously in trouble with the police a lot. And, you stepping on set for the first time. One, meeting Reese for the first time on set, and then having scenes just you and Jeff. How did you deal with that psychologically? And what was it like the process of it like?
To be honest with you, I was more nervous watching my footage.
Oh, were you?
Yeah. He's a great guy to get on with. And when I first arrived, everybody, all the cast and the crew are so relaxed with you, and they make you feel at home. And it's like I was working with them for like 20 years. There was they're great to get on with. It made you feel dead relaxed. Reese is really good at making you feel relaxed as well. It was just, it was a great experience. And I just went on and did it. Do you know what? I didn't even realise where the cameras were.
Yeah, just in it. Just like, let's go.
I didn't even worry about who was there, what's there. I just did my scene with Kane, and that was it. Before you know it, it was over and I was gone.
Were both of the scenes that you did, did you have to do them both for the self-tape, or was it the main scene, or had you already done them both already, for the self-tape, or was it just one?
Yeah. So both scenes were the full self-tape. So I did all that as the self-tape. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's nice because you can go on then knowing you've already done it once. You already are very, very familiar with the lines from the tape. They might change something a little bit, but you can be really confident. And how many takes did you do on the actual set then?
The hospital or the second one?
Oh, boy, I don't know, both. Yeah, both.
I'd say probably about 4 takes in total, 4 takes on each one.
And you get a rehearsal?
Yeah, so basically I went in, met all the cast who was there and Reese, and we did a line run outside the studio, which was good. Then we went in, we did a block, we blocked it all out. And then next minute, 15 more people came in, all the crew came in.
Yep.
And then we did about 3 or 4 takes. I got one line wrong. And then after that, I carried on, and then Jeff got a line wrong, which was good, and he went, "Oh, it's all right. It's just 1-1. Don't worry about it."
Right. Yeah.
He's really good about that. Yeah.
You're gonna. It's interesting because you go onto a set. I remember like one of the first times I did Emmerdale, and you go on, you expect all the regulars to be invincible and never get anything wrong, and they've been doing it for years, and it's just not the case. I mean, they've got so much pressure of doing probably like sometimes 5-6 scenes a day, loads to learn. They're often learning stuff like on the fly. Everybody makes mistakes, and it's absolutely fine. Like you can't worry about that or beat yourself up thinking, oh my god, like I got something wrong. Like everybody does, and it's nice seeing it in it when other people mess up a little bit, because you're like, oh, okay, right, like people are human.
Well, that's what made me relaxed. Because there was no pressure or anything like that. Yeah, it was great. I mean, he came straight from another scene as well.
Jeff did,
straight from another place, straight to here, and we did it. Yeah. It was a great experience, and I think my advice is just to go in there and just relax. Try and not get yourself all worked up, and because everything's going to be all right.
And how do you think is the best way to do that? Just through preparation, yeah, knowing you've done the work.
Yeah, preparation. Yeah, learn your lines. I think that's what they want as well. Turn up on time, learn your lines, know your lines, and that's it.
And as Reece said in that clip, bugger off. Do your bit.
And
do your bit and bugger off.
That's what it's like. He shook my hand and says, "Right, I've got to go now. See you later."
Moving on to the next one. So you've got your footage back now. What's your strategy? So you and you're good at this. A lot of people kind of wait and procrastinate. You found a way to get your footage instantly, like literally. I remember you texted me the day after it had aired. You had the footage, it was already cut into your reel. What are you doing now, and what's your strategy? Because I still believe there is merit in sending stuff out to casting teams, particularly in serial drama, this side of Christmas. Like, I talk to casting directors a lot. Stuff is happening like literally right now, folks. If you are sat on the fence thinking, oh, I'm giving up on 2024, I'm going to wait till 2025 when it all kicks off again, you're missing out on some crucial opportunity. What's your plan, Andrew?
So I mean, I've done it. So basically,
you've done it already.
Yeah, my scene was on last Thursday evening. Friday, I downloaded the episode. Saturday, I spent the weekend editing it. So I edited it all myself, put it onto my show reel, and then Monday, Tuesday, I've sent about 70 emails already up to today. So
wow.
This week is that's all I'm going to do this week. So I'll get home tonight and I'll probably do some more as well. That's what I'm doing. I'm just going to concentrate this week on getting it all out there.
Told you it's like a dog with a bone, but you've been like this since the start of Fast Track, and this is what happens though. And we went for a brew yesterday, Petch, didn't we, in Media City with one of our other members who's working on a very famous Northern soap today. You can probably guess which one it is because it's Media City, and he's another one who I've just seen be relentless and not get downhearted when you don't get instant results. People send emails out to casting teams, they don't get an instant reply, they don't get any reply, and they get really down about it and go, there's no point in doing this, it's pointless, nothing's going to happen, and they give up. The people like you and the people like this other person I'm talking about, and just so many of our members, the ones who are relentless, the ones who keep going, who rinse and repeat all the strategies that we talk about, either in First TV or Fast Track or in the sessions on actonthis.tv, sometimes those seeds that you've sown all year, it might be 6 months down the line. And like this guy in particular we're talking about, we met yesterday, he's got 2 TV roles this week. Now, it looked like this year was going to be pretty quiet for him because he hadn't had anything happen. He'd had auditions, but he'd not booked anything. But because all year he'd been sending stuff out and networking with people, and people would see his face on emails and they see his headshots and his reels and stuff, and he was quite active on social media. all the opportunities kind of come at once, a bit like buses just all turning up at once. And this is kind of like what you've got to do. And you just sent another, did you say 70 as in 70 emails?
Yeah.
Wow. So that's 70 seeds that are now out there that you've sent out in just a few days that at any point could sprout up. And it might not be until March next year, but they could.
Well, I spent Monday, Tuesday up till midnight doing them. I got home from work.
But just on this, just because people will be listening to this and going, right, you stayed up till midnight sending emails. You didn't send the emails at midnight, did you?
You can schedule them.
No,
you schedule them.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just to clarify for people.
Yeah,
Sorry.
schedule your
Yeah,
emails
no,
to go
don't do
within
that.
work hours. Yeah, definitely.
No.
But use the time.
No.
Yeah, use the time to write those emails. And some other people will be tuning in and they'll be going, oh, well, I don't have time to write 70 emails because I've got a day job. So have you. You're sat in your van, well, you're finished, I guess, for the day. But like you are working a normal job,
I'm still on my site.
He's skating right now. He's still getting paid.
It's but yeah, you know, but this is what is required, folks. Like honestly, like meritocracy is real. The people who work the hardest, generally speaking, and the people, you know, who work on their craft, and very often hard work can outwork talent. A lot of the time, it just can. I know other actors that I think are more talented than me that don't work as often. There's other actors I know that are more talented than we're going to say we're talented folks, right? But all of us on camera here, right? I know actors who are just better than us, right? And I don't mean better as in better people. They've just maybe had more experience and they've already done bigger jobs, right? But they're not working because they're not putting the work in. And they're just sort of like resting on fate happening or, you know, something, their agent doing something or something like that. And then they go, I've not worked all year because they've not put like the effort in. It does require, you know, a lot of effort. And it is sometimes what you do in your 5 till 9, not your 9 till 5 that will get you the results. So I don't want to, you know,
just whilst we're here and we're talking about the casting directors that you emailed, Andrew, Samantha has put here, who were the 70? Are they casting directors that you really want to work with?
Yeah. But I tend to try and send them to all. Basically, that's the way I work. I send them to who wants to see me, and then I'll go. Obviously, you've got a list if you get a year's.
Well, this is what I was going to ask you, Andrew. Where did you get Where did you get the details from?
From us.
So, Act On This.
Yeah. So if you get an annual membership, folks, you get something called the Ultimate Contacts Database, which we put together. It's got every single casting director, casting assistant, casting associate's email address, social media handles, spotlight pages, IMDb pages. We don't sell it. We'll never sell it. It's a reward for people who get an annual membership to Act On This. Not only will you save 45 quid a year on your membership, but you will get access to the Ultimate Contacts Database for free. It's not available for monthly members. So if you want to save money on your subscription and you want that for nothing, so you want at your fingertips every contact detail, you know, you could imagine in the industry, and for agents as well. We have a database of agents, all tiered in sort of like tier order, all broken down into Northern agents, London agents, Welsh agents, Irish agents, Scottish agents all over the country. If you want to save yourself about getting on for nearly 500 hours of research, whatever you pay, get paid by the hour, times it by 500, that's roughly what you'd save by just getting an annual membership and getting access to the Ultimate Contacts Database. But yeah, that's, I guess, you've gone down that list. There's more than 70 on it, obviously, but you've gone down the list and you've cherry-picked the 70 that you want, yeah?
So I pick the ones I want to do first, want to see most. They want to see, that's what we want to target first, and then I'll do the rest. It's just about spending the time and doing it. I know, like I say, I work from 9 till 5. I have something to eat, and then I just get at it. I have a break as well. But yeah, I'll spend this. This is all I'm going to do this week. I'm not going to do anything else and just do that this week.
So Andrew, we're like 15 minutes into this live now, so there'll be people who have joined later on and maybe missed the beginning of it and stuff like that. There's Bagita Samita over here on Instagram has said that I would love to appear on Coronation Street. Now, you've heard Ross and I give you all the advice that we can give you. If Bagita came up to you and said, how can I get on Coronation Street? What advice would you give now that you've done it?
Might be having connection issues. I heard him say hello a minute ago. Are you there, Andrew?
Sorry,
definitely
I missed that. I can't hear. You broke up. Can you say that again?
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
We just let's make sure you've got us now. Can you hear us now? Yeah.
I can hear you now. Yeah, I think.
Right. So
You pause though. Well, you know you're all right now.
Okay, right. So Petch has just fielded a question from someone on Instagram who is.
Sorry about that. I don't know what was going on.
It's all right. It might just be the internet connection, but yeah, Petch has just fielded a question there. From Instagram of someone who wants to target Coronation Street. So the casting team at Coronation Street is Jenny Radcliffe, Katie Scully. There's a couple of people. Lisa's off on maternity leave at the moment, so there's someone new that will be adding to the Ultimate Contacts database probably this week, who's just filling in for Lisa at Corrie. So, you know, if you join us on this and you get the database, I can give you the team and I'll tell you exactly who's in the team. But Petch was saying, knowing what you know now, Andrew, how would you target that team if it was Corrie that you wanted a role on? Come on.
Has he gone again?
No, he's still there. It's just on a delay. It's on quite a long delay while it'll be feeding through. Are you there? Come on, Andrew. This is what happens when you're live, folks, and he's in the field. He's on a building site in his van.
So basically, I would just make your email brief, showing your link.
Oh, hang on. Now he's getting that audio. I've just said.
Hang on. Just hang on. Let me see if I can get another connection. Just bear with me.
Don't go anywhere, folks. Don't go anywhere. Andrew will definitely. We're going to make sure he answers this question.
Can you hear me now? Is that okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. We're just on a delay. I'm going to shut up and I'm just going to leave it, and I'll let you speak. So when you hear me finish, you just crack on.
Sorry. Hang on.
I thought it was just the Bluetooth headphones before. It's not, is it?
I think he's actually gone now.
He's probably gone into aeroplane mode to get a new connection. Right, I'll start answering this question. So we heard a little bit from Andrew there. He said basically you want to keep your emails brief. So really what you need to do to pique the interest of...
Just before you carry on, this is Begita Samita over on Instagram.
Begita Samita, this is your answer, right? What you need to do, ultimately... Here he is, he's back.
I'm back.
Oh, God. Right, I was going to answer it. You answer it, and then I'll chip in. This is turning into a disaster. Carry on, Andrew. How would you get on Corrie's radar now, knowing what you know?
Oh, right. So I would send an email. I'll make it brief, targeting your link. So you put your link, introducing yourself, what you've done, put your link on there. So you're targeting your link. And yeah, just make it brief. Don't put too much on there. That's all I do.
So when you're talking about link, what are you sending people to? You spotlight a particular scene elsewhere on the internet. What have you been doing?
So yeah, just my showreel link. I've got my spotlight in my email signature with my headshot at the bottom.
Yep.
So it's already there, and yeah, just my showreel link. Nothing too much. Just my showreel link.
Yeah. So yeah, when it comes to showreel material for serial drama, folks, when you're starting out in the industry, you're very often going to be playing these procedural roles. So like we saw Andrew play there, they're called day players or procedurals. Basically, he went in as a copper there to arrest Kane Dingle, have a police interview with him to carry the storyline on. As Reese said in that little clip there, you're not the star of the show. It's not about you. It's really sort of helping Kane's storyline along, for a couple of scenes. And sometimes you'll get a policeman like that who will come back, Andrew, for a couple of episodes. Sometimes you can even get like a 3-monther on serial drama as the cop. If there's something being investigated, or there's a regular occurrence of some repeated crime that keeps happening, that sort of stuff. And sometimes those cops, like Vicky Meyer's character, D.S. Swain, can turn into an actual real character. She now is Lisa Swain in Coronation Street. Started off as just someone coming in for a couple of episodes as a detective to investigate stuff. So any day player role can lead to more down the line. But really, to pique the interest of the casting teams, to give you a shot at these roles initially, it's a really good idea to shoot material and provide material that's in alignment with those roles. So if that is a shot from scratch showreel scene where you are playing a copper, or if you are shooting a self-tape, if you don't have the resources to shoot a professional showreel scene with somebody, you could just do a procedural role as a copper, as a self-tape, and then get that in front of the casting team. So you'd reach out, hey Jenny, that's Jenny Radcliffe at Corrie. My name's, was it Sunita?
Bagita Samita. I think I'm saying
Bagita.
that right.
So, hey Jenny, I just wanted to reach out, to introduce myself. We've not had the pleasure of meeting before. I'm Bagita. I'm an actress. You could say, if it was me, I'm a 42 now, 42-year-old actor based in Manchester, just around the corner from Corrie. My playing type, my casting type, usually is authoritative. I've played a lot of coppers, a lot of doctors, a lot of lawyers, businessmen, basically. Just wanted to drop you through this latest scene that I shot. As it could be as a copper or whatever, on the off chance you're going to be needing, this type in the next couple of blocks. Would love to tape, even if it's just for one line. Hope you're having a fantastic week. Ross, that's what I say, but obviously lead with your own name. And it's just a simple email like that. But what you're doing is you're not, damsel in the distress going, hi Jenny, I'd like to play any role. I don't know what I'm doing. I've got no showreel to send you. I've got no headshots. Oh God, you have to be a solution for these casting teams by showing them material that's very authentically congruent with who you are. So if your casting type is not copper, don't shoot a copper scene. If really you would be more aligned with, some of the day players literally can be, we've had members of our community playing thugs and muggers. Maybe, if you've got more of an edgier vibe about you than you have as a clean-cut, authoritative vibe as a doctor, shoot something as a bit more of a thug. We've got members of our community.
John Dutton, old man.
Yeah, John dines out on basically just being old geezers and stuff. He's a legend. He's still working in his 70s and, did a scene with Tom Cruise. But he's done Old Man in Coronation Street. Literally was credited as that. It was a proper role, not background work, a proper audition for role. We've got members of our community, Josh, who, is a delivery driver in real life, shot a scene as a delivery driver, sent it to the serial dramas, got a job on Emmerdale as a delivery driver, delivering groceries to the Woolpack or something like that. He's now just, used that to... get in front of a director we had on called Debbie Howard, who directed Coronation Street. He just got a job on Coronation Street as well. It's using the footage that you get to, get in front of other casting directors, show them that you can do the job. So they give you an opportunity. That's what you can do, Andrew, now with your Emmerdale footage. So it's really being the solution, mate, isn't it?
That's exactly what I do. You just say it better than me.
Yeah. It's just thinking, how can I be a solution to my customer? Like you, as a consumer buying anything in life, you buy the products that are going to make your life easier. Now, you often buy the products that make your life easier because you know about those products via adverts that you see online or in newspapers or magazines. It's exactly the same as you as an actor. Casting directors want to buy you as a product to be a solution for them so they can go home at 6 o'clock because they've got families. And if they're like, I need to cast a nurse this week and I've got 3 days to do it, if you can send the material that goes, hey, I used to be a nurse in real life and actually I know all about this world and I've just shot a scene here showing you that. Just wanted to drop it over in case you need some nurses in the next few blocks. Boom, you're going to get a self-tape because you are that solution. But it's understanding that as a business.
Yeah. Before I had the Emmerdale, I had a police officer scene on there. Not a uniform, but a DCI. So
and it was a good scene. I saw it. It's a great scene, yeah. And
then I had... an angry builder, so because I've got the IVs and stuff like that for work, I do that as a job. So I played an angry builder, so I had that on there as well. So yeah, like you just said, exactly what you just said.
Builders come up. Tim Paley, member of Act On This, he played a builder in Corrie. Delivering to the yard. He was delivering some scaffolding and stuff like that, and had a bit of an argument. Again, cast roles. You're getting paid hundreds of pounds, if not over £1,000 for these small roles in serial drama. Petch, you did a journalist on Coronation Street, 1,200 quid or something. Did you get?
No, journalist on Coronation Street, and then same again, really. Podcaster on Rec season 2 with you, doing what we do now.
Well, yeah, me and Petch did BBC's Rec, basically doing what we're doing right now as podcasters for that. So yeah, anything lived experience that you've got, like Andrew there, I'm sure at some point, one of those more manual jobs like builder, mechanic, you suit that kind of stuff as well, would probably come up. You've got material to show that you can do that. That is very much your casting type. So again, it's just sort of like figuring out where you fit authentically and then going, right, how can I show these teams who need these roles filling on a weekly basis? Peter Hunt from Hollyoaks said to us on one of our podcast pets, there's not a week goes by where he doesn't need these roles. He has to cast 3 episodes of Hollyoaks every 9 days. You know, there's roughly, we figured it out. What did we figure it out to, Petch? Was it sort of like, it was well over 2,000. How many roles was it in serial drama? I can't remember off the top of my head. It's over 2,000 day player roles every single year that are cast across these serial dramas. And most actors want to target the 6 episodes of, you know, Bridgerton or whatever it is. Is it 8 episodes? How many? 10? I can't remember how many episodes of Bridgerton there is in a season. But, you know, there's far more roles available in serial drama when you're first starting out.
I did one line in Hollyoaks as well a while ago, 2 years ago. That was my first one line kind of thing.
You did?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that as well.
The, what was it called? The Predator to Maxine. I was credited as.
Oh yeah, there's a bit of a dodgy geezer. This is far more. He's gone from being very dodgy to actually being a copper now. He's gone from the wrong side of the law to the right side of the law.
Yeah.
It's
either one of the two, anyway.
That's it.
Just want to give you some more love here, Andrew, while you're here. Gary has said that was a great scene.
Oh, thank you.
Matthew Morris has said nice one. And over on Instagram, Brendan Tipper has said, I enjoyed that clip. Andrew, very believable with the character. Well done.
Oh,
I can see loads of people tuning in on Instagram. Actually, shout out to everybody on Instagram. We are going live on Instagram, but yeah, we go live on YouTube as the main platform, folks. If you tune in on Instagram, it's well worth subscribing to the Act On This TV channel on YouTube. If you go to youtube.com/Act On This TV, turn your notifications on, and you get an email every time we go live.
Although on Instagram, Faith Barrett Actress has asked when you go into Hollywood, Ross.
When am I coming to Hollywood? Faith, any time. You know, at some point, I've only been to Hollywood once, and that was a long time ago, wasn't it?
I've never been.
When was that? Should we have an Act On This outing to LA?
No, apparently Faith only wants you to go to Hollywood. I've got to stay here. Apparently,
you can get in the suitcase, Petch. It's no problem. We can sort that out. Yeah, we should do. We should have a branch of Act On This in the States. There's so many actors in the States as well. It'd do so well. But yeah, we're in a very bleak, dark, cold UK right now. It's 5 o'clock at night and it's already pitch black. It's been one of the coldest days of the year today. I've had my heating on all day. LA is a far warmer, far nicer place. So Faith, at some point we will venture out there. Andrew, we've taken an hour of your time, so I'll let you go in a second. But what would your parting words be, just as some motivation and inspiration for actors to continue to take control of their careers? You know, you're very much like, you know, just very hands-on in your career. You're not leaving everything to an agent. You're not leaving everything to fate or powerful other people and chance. You're like, look, you've sent 70 emails in 3 days promoting, you know, your latest TV credit. What advice would you have for everybody going into 2025, I guess, or just finishing this year strong as well?
Work hard, patience as well. You need patience. I mean, it's took me 2 years before I got that. You know, I mean, I remember doing the first workshop with Reese as well. That was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
The first one. So, yeah, work hard, never give up, and just patience.
Yeah, patience and hard work. We say it a lot. You need them both because, if you run out of patience, then no one gets to see your hard work. And if you've only got patience, you don't do any hard work.
Try and keep yourself busy as well, you know, doing other things. Because, like I say, I work full time. I've got other hobbies as well. I do kart racing and stuff like that. Try and do something to take your mind off that as well. That helps me anyway. Go out with friends, things like that, connect with people.
Nice. Yeah, it can't all be work. I need to take some of that advice myself, Andrew. I definitely need to take that advice.
Apart from this week though, it's all that this week. It's all the acting this week, and that's all I'm doing.
Yeah, it's just massive congrats, mate. Thanks for spending this time. Hopefully, you just inspired and motivated some people to keep going. Like, it's so possible, folks. Even this year, you know, if you've been taking your foot off the pedal and you've just been waiting for 2024 to be over, and you've bought into this survive till 25 hashtag that I really don't like. This year has been harder. Inevitably, it just has, without a doubt, because of the last couple of years with the writers' strikes and other things going on in the industry. But there is still work available. We get casting directors on every single week, that are casting stuff. Tomorrow night, Kelly Valentine Henry, casting director for Bridgerton and Disney Plus's Rivals and loads of other great shows. She's not stopped working this year, and that's because she's good. She's great. There's definitely been times in her career where it's not been as busy. But Kelly said to me yesterday, and we'll talk about this tomorrow, And I think we can all kind of like resonate with this when it comes to success. Is Kelly said, ever since she was a kid, because I was like, what is the secret? Why are you working and other cast directors aren't working? And she said, it's just showing up, Ross. She said, ever since I was a kid, whether that was making a cup of tea, if I was, that was a job, one of her day jobs, just brewing up for people. She said, I'd try and make the best cup of tea that I could. If it was dog walking, I'd try and give as a job, like it's for pocket money as a kid. She's like, I try and give the dogs the best walk that they'd ever had. She's just like, I just commit and I show up every day, even when it's hard. And Kelly was having a rough day yesterday as well. She's having a lot of issues, just with the industry and trying to do deals and things and cast people and get people on board of projects. Being challenged all the time logistically. There's a million plates to spin as a casting director, but she's just like, you've just got to show up. And that really is the key to a lot of it. Bleeding out your eyes, blood, sweat, and tears. And that's not toxically. Toxic hustle. You've got to work all the time. You don't you've got to have some time off. But sometimes there is a season where you go, just got to go all in. There's just no other way right now. And if you're doing emails, even 5 days a week, just for a couple of weeks, as opposed to once a month, you're getting 10 months work done in 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Sometimes that's what's required. So thank you, mate. What are you doing now? You going back to work, or you finished?
No, I'll finish now.
He's finished.
Yeah, I'm going to drive home now and get some food.
Get emailing.
Get some food, and then I'll open my laptop and start emailing.
Absolute legend.
Nice,
Well, keep
mate.
us posted, mate. I will. I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will be seeing you on screen again very soon.
Hopefully. I'm hoping before Christmas. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, it could happen, mate. I filmed Coronation Street last year on the 19th of December. Their Christmas party was happening that night. So stuff is going on right up until, and they were still in work the next day. Some of them, like 21st of December, 22nd of December was when Corrie stood down, something like that. So, there is stuff going on right up until, the deadline.
Well, I'm hoping I get invited back to Emmerdale, because the actual story where my scene is cut off there, it's not stopped.
It does.
It's being still investigated, so we'll see. I don't know. I might get asked back. So.
Yeah, they how many times did they bring? So Joe Simpson, a mate of ours, he played someone called DC, was it DCI or DS Pierce was the copper's name on Emmerdale. Kept going back. It was a couple of years, Petch, wasn't it? I don't know if he still does it, but it was again and again and again. Every time there's something needed investigating, because it's a small village, Emmerdale, where it's set fictionally. They wouldn't have 1 million police officers there. They might have 10. So you are going to see familiar faces every time there's crime. And we know one thing in serial drama, there's always crime. There's always dodgy stuff going on. It's almost like Coronation Street. You go, how many murderers can there be on a street? I don't understand.
I'm hoping PC Swirling's going to retire, the regular one.
Oh, okay. And then you can say, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
You can have that. No, honestly, mate, that'd be amazing. Amazing. But yeah, thanks for ever so much for joining us, and I'm sure.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
It's an absolute pleasure. You can stay there for a second. I'm just going to play out. Let's just see if there's any comments.
We've
Petch,
got some questions. I've got about 4 questions. So I didn't know if Andrew wanted to go or if you want to stay, Andrew. That's
I'm all right.
Cool.
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine.
So the first question, it came in quite a while ago, and it's from Kaylee. Kaylee has asked, how do you get an agent without having drama college training?
Right. Well, I'll go over this a second, and then Andrew, you can tell us practically how how you did it. So, in terms of drama training, Kaylee, it's drama school, traditional drama school that these days you would pay £50,000 for. The degree that I did that cost me about 12 grand back in the day in 2002. Today's £50,000. You don't need that. That's a limiting belief. You do need to train, however. That could easily be, though, weekly acting classes at classes all around the country. There's some great classes out there. Again, you've got to do your research. Make sure the classes are decent. You don't want to be paying over the odds, but there are some great classes that a lot of our members go to. Act Up North, if you're in the north of the country, fantastic. Act for TV, Act 4, the number 4, Act 4 TV. I can highly recommend as well.
You don't need to be up north to see them either. You can do them online. They've got online classes.
They do some online stuff. I mean, I like when it's real training. I like being in the room with people. I think you get a bit more of an immediate feedback, and you can work with other actors better in person. If you can go in person classes, that's great. But yeah, you can do stuff online with those classes. Craft Masters Acting that we said before, CMA, Craft Masters Acting. They do entire weekends of really good, they are actually they're all drama school trained actors who run that community. and they do a lot of the techniques and a lot of the the stuff you would learn actually at a very expensive drama school on their weekend classes for 85 quid. So you do have to do the work. You've got to train, whether it's at a weekly class or weekend class or whatever. But at that point, Kaylee, it's just a matter, again, like I was saying before, of getting your talent in front of agents. And if they can see the talent there, and they can see that potentially, you could be a good business partner of theirs, and that you're commercially viable in terms of, it's a business, you could earn them money. If you got an audition, you could deliver a great self-tape or a great audition. They're going to be interested in you. It doesn't matter. Every agent we have on Acts on This, and again, get a membership to Acts on This, dive into the members area. There are dozens of interviews that I've done, really in-depth interviews, 2 hours long, going into some of the best agencies in the country, how you approach them, what they want to see, what to write in emails, how to get it right, how to impress them in meetings. It's like a blueprint. If you're good, they want to hear from you. Like, I've not had an agent ever, Petch, who's gone, I'll only take people on for drama school. We've never heard that. Most of my friends, Kaylee, Rob James Collier, great friend of mine, you'll know him as Thomas in Downton Abbey, never went to drama school. I met him at a weekly acting class in Manchester, a guy called David Johnson, who's no longer with us, bless him. His class is still going, though. Brilliant actor, made incredible amounts of money in this industry and is in brilliant stuff. Rachel Shenson, another great friend of mine, never went to drama school. She's now an Oscar winner. She's out in Budapest at the moment shooting a show, but she plays Helen in All Creatures Great and Small. She was in Hollyoaks for a couple of years. She's led her own dramas now. She's done some great work. She won an Oscar for The Silent Child. Never been to drama school. Again, a limited belief about I need to go to drama school in order to work. You don't. You have to be good and you've got to train, but don't worry about drama school. Just get yourself and your talent in front of agents. How did you do it, Andrew? Quickly, mate. What was your approach for agents?
So yeah, I joined Act Up North. So I've never been to drama school. Like I say, I was a race driver for years, and completely change of career. But I just went to Act Up North 2 hours a week. I think I did every Friday evening, and then I think I changed it to a Sunday evening or Sunday afternoon. It was for 3 years. Yeah. So you don't need to go to drama school. Yep.
Don't worry about that,
Nope.
Kaylee, at all. What were the other questions, Petch?
So we've got Radio Waliashini, I think it is. I'm just going to call you Radio. Sorry.
Petch is great at names, isn't he?
Because they're always like really, they're like different names on Instagram, aren't they? They're like handles rather than your actual name. So Radio Walishani has asked, what are the one-liner jobs in serial TV, and where should I apply?
Right, so generally you wouldn't necessarily like apply and go, right, this is where they put them out, because the briefs for these castings will generally go out to agents direct. So that's normally how people would find out about them. However, what Andrew was doing and what so many of our members do is just generally reach out to the casting teams at the serial dramas, via email. With relevant material, again, as we said in this whole broadcast, like aligning material that they are giving them, so that whether that's self-tape, some sort of footage of them in particular roles that are aligned with their casting type, and they just send them out regularly to the casting teams so that you're on their radar regardless of whether you're applying, to a brief directly or not. If your casting type is nurse because you are very warm and maternal, and you've got very kind eyes, and you maybe used to work in the NHS or used to work as a nurse, and you've got lived experience of that. If that is your casting type and you can shoot a scene in that casting type and get it in front of these people, the likelihood is when that is necessary, when that role comes up and they need to cast a nurse, chances are if you've done a good job, they would give you a self-tape and you'd be in the mix. And they're probably only getting, I don't know, anywhere between sort of 5 and 10 people to tape for these roles. So you've got a good chance if you can get a tape of booking the job just by default, because you're one of few actors that are in the mix. So there's no way to kind of like apply, bar if you had an agent, they could put you forward for them via these briefs that would go out on a casting platform like Spotlight. But there's nothing stopping you reaching out yourself to these teams in a professional manner, knowing what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing yet, actonthis.tv, join our membership. We teach you how to do that every single week. We bring these people on and they tell you direct. And we've been doing it for 15 years, so it's a super legit thing that we do. You would learn an awful lot about the business.
Well, that's another thing I've been doing. Obviously, sometimes I can't come to live on these talks, but I do listen to them, especially when I'm driving. I drive long hours, so I get my headphones on, play the sound, and listen to all the talks as well. and take their advice. Yeah,
because there is loads. Petch, just 1 second before we do the next question. I'll just show you dead quick for people who are like, "What is Act On This?" I'm just hearing it for the first time. If I just go right, don't know how big this will be for you with us having 3 of us on screen. But this is actonthis.tv. I wonder if I can log in. Not logged in. Have I got? Yeah, I can log in here. I'll go over to the members area. There's over 140 calls right now, folks, with the biggest names of the game. We had Spotlight on this week. Mel talking about how to get your profile, perfect for 2025. Great casting directors like Seth Mason. He's just been casting Idris Elba's new show Hijack. He's done Silent Witness, Unforgotten. We did a session on goal setting there. Session with Danny Broccolus, voted one of the top 50 producers in the world. He writes Brassic. He's a bit of a super producer. Fool Me Once for Netflix. Massive shows. But if you scroll down to the agent section, you'll see we've probably got, they're just the first 10. We must have at least 20, if not more. We've got, 20 agent sessions in there right now. And in each of these sessions, we literally dive into exactly how you get signed with them, what they want. That was all Dare Talent Management, a great agency. We had all 3 founders on that one. And that's, how long is that? That's 2 hours and 15 minutes, a real deep dive into the agency and how to get signed. You'll find sessions in here with top casting directors. Lots of directors of serial drama as well. It's great to get on the casting radars of the directors. I mean, there's a session that anyone who wants to go on Hollyoaks. Step-by-step guide to let a role in Hollyoaks with Hollyoaks casting director Peter Hunt. He's head of casting at Hollyoaks. He's the top dog. Literally walking you through exactly how you can land a role on the show, how you get in front of his team, what to send them, how to impress them. Everything is here that you could possibly want answers to. And if you join the membership today, you'll be able to join us tomorrow night with Kelly Valentine Hendry, casting director for Bridgerton and Rivals, lots of other great shows as well. She's amazing. Next week, we've got Jill Trevelyan, casting director for Downton Abbey, also cast Mr. Bates versus the Post Office earlier this year, massive drama. She's working on a huge BBC show right now. Jill's amazing. We do these sessions every single week, folks, so any question you could possibly need the answer to, I promise you we've got it. You'd also get 24/7 support in our community hub as well, that you get access to, where you can come in and this is the community hub. You can come in and you can post questions all day, every day, any help you require. We've got a massive community here, nearly 1,000 actors in our community. You can post there. You can see people today already, lots and lots of stuff going down in the community hub. We do meetups, so we do this thing called Rapid Fire Friday every couple of weeks. We do monthly meetups in here. It's just a buzzing community of actors that will always supply you with direction and solutions, really, for any problems that you have. So get a membership, folks. What was the other questions, Petch?
Alan Kenny Actor has asked, hey guys, just a question. What advice would you give for actors looking for day roles but don't live in the area?
It doesn't really matter. So we've got a member of our community right now who is filming on a very famous northern soap as we speak. He's literally there on set now, and he flew in from Europe yesterday to do that job. Doesn't live anywhere near Manchester, but understands the strategies that we teach here. He's been in our membership for a while. He's done First TV Role Fast Track with us, and gets it. And like Andrew, has been sending his material out, got a self-tape for a job, did a great job with the self-tape, and they booked him for the part, and he flew in yesterday. His plane was 40 quid. That was less than a train fare would cost me to get out of London if I was doing EastEnders, for example. So don't worry about the area that you live in. That it's always possible. If you live in the country, it's miles easier. I must admit, this guy goes above and beyond who we're talking about there. But if you're in Manchester, don't think that you can't get in touch with the BBC casting team for Casualty or EastEnders or vice versa. We get members of our community working all over the country. If you're talented and they want you, they will put you up in a very cheap Ibis hotel the night before. Like, it doesn't cost the earth. Sometimes they will want local hire. That's just how it is. But a lot of the time, that's not the case. And every director and casting director we've had on, like Peter on Hollyoaks Petch, he said, people are like, oh, well, you only, see people who are in the north because Hollyoaks is filmed in Liverpool. He's like, no, if you're good, I want to see you. And I will, make it.
I've actually got London on my spotlight. I would even pay for my own hotel if it means me going down and doing the job.
Yeah, as a base. So yeah, you're allowed 3 bases on your spotlight profile. So obviously always have your actual base. And then if you've got friends in London, you can stay with if you've got a job, for a couple of nights. Put London down as a base on spotlight. So if anybody is, searching on spotlight via a particular area because they want local hire, you'll get a shot at it. Don't lie and say you've got a base in Scotland if you haven't, and stuff like that. If you have got, the possibility to maybe stay with people, you've got friends, family there, or, if it is just a day player role and you'd put yourself up, spend some of your fee on that. Let's say you get cheap hotels. We're going out of London next week, Petch. I think our hotel was 90 quid for a room each. We're going to a like an awards night thing, a scholarship night next week down at the Lyric Hammersmith, and it's not expensive. If you're getting paid $1,000 to do one of these jobs, 100 quid to a hotel, is fine. So yeah, don't worry too much geographically. Where
and don't worry about the
are.
accent either. Serial dramas especially, but even dramas that we've been to read through for this year, they're always looking for different accents, because especially with the serial dramas, it's meant to represent life as we know it. So walking down the street in Manchester right now, I'd come across a load of different accents. So even if you're thinking, well, I've got a London accent and I can't really do a northern one, it doesn't matter.
All kinds of crazy accents. I mean, listen to Petch. He's got all kinds of accents. So we even let real Northerners on. I'm Northern, but yeah, it is. You are right though. Don't worry about it. People, how many times, Petch, do people think, "Oh, I've got to be Northern to be in Corrie"? No, like you just don't. You'll find. I've seen American and Canadians in Coronation Street. Same in Hollyoaks, EastEnders. Like it really doesn't matter. As Petch said,
speaking of accents, someone's just asked here, what if you have a unique one that doesn't originate from anywhere?
I would love to hear it. I don't know how unique it would be. I mean, ultimately, if you can act, unless there was a very specific reason in the storyline. Say, for example, I don't know, you are playing a family member and you're supposed to have grown up in the same place. If you had someone who was Scottish and someone who was Mancunian, that would be a bit weird, because even if you were living in Scotland for the past 20 years, if you were brought up together as brothers in Manchester, you wouldn't speak necessarily with a Scottish accent. So as long as there's not a reason like that, all accents kind of go in my book. And from what we hear from casting directors, unless there's a very specific reason why it can't be someone with a Birmingham accent, it can't be someone with a European accent, doesn't really matter. Like, again, what a lot of actors do is just find every excuse they possibly can to argue for their limitations of why it wouldn't work and why it's not going to be worth them trying. And like, just don't do that. You've got to push through all of these potential excuses that you might be allowing to dress themselves up as like practical reasons for why you can't do something, but really it's just fear. It's like, oh well, you know what, I've got a Manchester accent, so there'd be no point in me writing to Roland Beckley at the BBC for a job on EastEnders, or Kevin Riddle, or whoever's casting it at the time, because I'm from Manchester, so they probably want someone with like a Cockney accent or something like that. It's just not the case. Like, get over the fear and just do it.
Sorry, I was put forward for a role on EastEnders, and I'm from the north. So.
He's right, Northern. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Were you laughing at my accent there, Petch? I saw him laughing.
It's just because you couldn't help yourself.
It's going like, right, all right, apples and pears. But yeah, as Petch said there, we live in such a like what do you call it? Cosmopolitan. And I said Neapolitan. What does that mean? Isn't that ice cream? Cosmopolitan society where a real sort of melting pot of cultures and ethnicities and accents and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, if you walk down the one of the streets in like the city centre of Manchester, you'll hear all kinds of accents within a 50 metre square radius. So yeah, get over all that, and just if you're good and you've got talent and you can act. I mean, that's the key underlining thing here. If you've got talent and you can act, it's your duty to put it in front of people who want that. Yeah. And if you can do that, chances are you will get opportunity at some point. These 70 seeds that Andrew's sown by sending all his emails out with his Emmerdale footage, they could sprout at any point, and it might not be till July next year where one of them sprouts up, Andrew, but you just never know, and that's the wonderful thing about this industry. It's double-edged sword. It's highly unpredictable, so it can be a nightmare, because you're like, oh god, I just wish I had some more predictability. But equally, it's lovely when like 2 or 3 things come up at once, and you go, oh, had I not sent those emails 6 months ago, this would not have happened, or had I not linked in with that person, or whatever it is.
Well, I'd not been on set for close to 2 years. So I did my Hollyoaks.
Yeah.
And then I got the Emmerdale. So yeah, nearly 2 years I've not been on set for.
Well, hopefully we'll get you back on set before Christmas. But yeah, this guy we were talking about before we met in Media City. Yeah, he was similar this year. Auditioned for stuff, hadn't booked anything, and then 2 jobs within a week, wasn't it, Petch? Was it the same week?
Yep, 2 jobs in a week.
Yeah, we call him. Well, we can't say his name, but we call him 2 jobs.
2 jobs.
His name. Yeah, because that's what he does now. He just gets 2 jobs at once. He did it last time, didn't he? He did it last year. Nothing was going on, and then he got Go Ahead and he got the Bay in the same week. 2 jobs. So like, it seems to be like the way it goes for him. But yeah, that's what can happen. You just never know, and that's what's quite exciting about this industry. So yeah, don't write off this year. Anything could still happen.
We've kind of already answered this question, to be fair, but I'll just ask it for Faith anyway. Faith has asked, is it hard for Americans to get work in England?
I wouldn't say it's hard. Again, if you're good and you put yourself in front of casting directors that are looking for that, so you will find more. You will find, just to be honest, you will find more American speaking, American accented actors in higher end drama as opposed to serial drama. Not that it doesn't happen in these serial dramas we've spoken about. As I say, there was a guy who played a character called PJ for years in Hollyoaks, who was American or Canadian. I don't know which one, but he had an American sounding accent. We've had European characters in these shows as regulars as well, with very heavy accents. There's been multiple people in Coronation Street who have been American over the years as well, because there was the Platt family had cousins in Canada. So they had lots of people, again, with American, North American accents as well. So it can happen, not as regularly. If you can, nail a general British accent, that would open you up to more castings. But the high-end drama, so high-end drama is drama that costs more than £1 million per finished hour of drama. And there's a lot of that goes on in the country. But yeah, high-end drama, you find a lot of American characters in there. And it's just knowing the casting directors that cast that sort of stuff. Amy Hubbard casts a lot of that, high-end kind of stuff that would have, American people in it. So does Sophie Holland in the UK. Dan Hubbard as well. And does a lot of Guy Ritchie's stuff. Who else in it? Like Daniel Edwards, potentially. It's just really knowing the business and knowing who, your customers are. And again, that's something we can absolutely help you with. Act on this. Kelly Valentine Hendry, we've got on tomorrow, casts massive stuff. She's dealing with Americans. Literally yesterday, she was cutting deals with American agents for American clients. That was some of the challenges she was facing yesterday. She's on with us tomorrow night. So there is work for American actors in the UK, and the great advantage you have is there's not loads of you. Actress Life Hollywood, you should join up and do it. It's Kelly. So that you can be there for Kelly tomorrow. Yeah. I think I recognise your headshot. Is that Kelly the actress as well? I think it might. Kelly. I think I recognise you, Kelly. I think it is. I think it's Kelly in it. But yeah. Everybody, get involved. Just get involved. It's dirt cheap. It basically costs you the price of a latte a week. Most people, especially in America, like I've been at Starbucks and spent $8 on a coffee. I'm like, that's insane. So it's less than that for a week's membership of Act On This. When most people out there are charging 40, 50 quid, 60 quid a workshop, we'll give you 14 hours of coaching online with the biggest names in the game for £6.75 a week. Like nowhere else does anything like that. At all. So do come and get involved, folks, and let us know in the community hub how we can help you. We're there every single day, Monday to Friday, on tap in business hours. Pretty much till 6 p.m. if not later some nights. Any questions you ask, you will get seen to. It's pretty much on the day, Petch, isn't it? You're in there like every day. If you posted something this morning, you would get an answer today. Yeah. So whatever you needed help with. Andrew, you need to go and get your tea, mate. We've kept you on for. I said to you before, just 20 minutes. Just before we go, I do want to give Sharon a quick shout out. She's said here, shout out to our film, The Devil That's Needed. Oh, Sharon, I know you've been on all calls, so I just wanted to give you a shout out for that. But yes, let's finish off with whatever it is that you wanted to play. I'll just play the trailer out again for tomorrow night for Kelly. It's only me, but if you've not already bored of my voice for the last hour and a half. But it's just I just want people to get involved in this. This is going to be one of the biggest sessions of the year. Everybody buzzes off these sessions with Kelly in particular because she's, yes, she casts some of the biggest stuff on the planet, but she's just very open to new talent, new faces, and just is real, like just says it as it is. That's one thing that I like about Kelly. So it's like real advice that you can act on. That's why this community is called Act On This. Jill's with us next week. We've got some cracking stuff coming up between now and Christmas, and the schedule for January are released soon. Will be absolutely banging. Some brilliant people coming back. So there's never really been a better time to get involved. But Andrew, yeah, thanks, mate. I said this would be 20 minutes. An hour and a half later, you're still here. Get yourself off.
Thanks for having me.
Cheers,
no worries,
Andrew.
mate. I'll take you off camera now. So whilst we wrap up, but Andrew, 3, 2, 1. Bye for now.
For now.
See you in a bit, mate.
Bye.
Cheers, Andrew.
So you got
Before
to
you
do there.
press play, people over on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in. Do smash that like button. Do hit that notification bell for whenever we go live again. And put in the comments below if you think that we've missed anything or if you want any answers to anything else. We do go through those comments. We will get back to each and every one of you. Share it with anybody, of any of your actor friends who you think might need this information. And yeah, we hope to see you on another live soon.
Nice one. Yeah, I always forget, Petch, good on you. I always forget to tell people, smash the like button, do all that YouTube stuff. Hi, guys, smash the like button, turn your notifications on and all that stuff. Yeah, genuinely share this with people if you think it will help them. And if people just need like a kick up the backside or like just some motivation, a bit of inspiration, some positivity, this industry can be really negative. There's some very negative voices around that. It's a minority, but they're very loud. It annoys me because I'm like, you know, we don't need to make negativity louder. We need in today's society to make positivity louder, and that's what we're here to do. So if you're feeling a little bit down, maybe this year hasn't gone your way, please get involved in the community. We'll give you solutions, we'll give you direction, and you just become part of a community that's got your back. You know, 24/7, genuinely. You know, if you need any help, pretty much day or night, there are people within our community who will be there, you know, to help you out. So thank you. I will play this this final video.
You've just said just missed this. Don't worry about it. We'll be going up as a replay as soon as we finish. So go back to the beginning and watch it from the start. Get some popcorn and a cup of tea. Settle in. It's a good one.
Yeah, you've got an hour and a half. The guy. Yeah,
and all social medias as well across obviously Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok at Act On This TV. That is at Act On This TV. It's the same across everything, and we put out a lot of free information there as well. Yeah,
do that. Act On This TV on everything. Right, I'll take us off. Have an amazing night, folks. The guy who's missed it gets stuck into an hour and a half of pure joy. We'll speak to you soon. Until next time, Petch, you know what time it is. In 3, 2, 1. Bye for now. See you later, folks. Let's play this trailer out. Be there tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Get your membership. Can't wait to see you. Are you an actor looking to land roles in massive shows like Bridgerton and brand new Disney Plus smash hit Rivals? If you are, I want to invite you to this week's ActOnThis.tv live Mastermind session. It is taking place on Thursday, the 28th of November at 7:30 p.m. on Zoom with our special guest, casting legend and the casting director of both of those shows and a whole lot more, Kelly Valentine Hendry. This will be the 6th time that Kelly has been on Act On This. And if you've been on any of our previous sessions, you will know just how powerful Kelly's sessions are. Okay, she's obviously one of the biggest casting directors in the game, one of the most successful casting directors in the game, but Kelly's also one of the nicest, one of the most supportive, and a real champion of new talent and fresh faces. We're going to be diving deep into Kelly's casting process, discovering exactly who is on her casting team right now, finding out exactly how you can get on Kelly's casting radar for auditions in 2025. Kelly's going to be giving out some incredible audition tips and strategies, and also sharing the biggest mistakes that she's seeing actors make when it comes to self-taping right now. And that's really important. We want to really help you nail your self-tape game moving forward. We'll be sharing contact info for Kelly as well, so you can get your spotlight and your show reel over to her. Basically, if you want a step-by-step blueprint of how to level up your acting career in 2025 and beyond, you're going to want to be on this session. To reserve your seat, head over right now to actonthis.tv/live and grab your Act On This membership. Not only will you get a seat on this week's call, if you get a membership right now, you will also get a seat on next week's member-only Zoom call with Downton Abbey casting director Jill Trevellick as well. And you'll also get instant access to the recordings of over 140 past sessions that we've done this year with the biggest casting directors, agents, actors, writers, directors, and producers in TV too, for just £6.75 a week. I cannot stress enough, like, nothing comes close in value to an ActOnThis.tv membership. So once again, ActOnThis.tv/live to grab your Act On This membership and to get your seat on this week's call. I will see you there Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. And if you cannot make it live, get a membership anyway, because you're going to get access to the full recording of what you miss on Friday morning, okay? Be there. Let's finish 2024 strong. Let's get you in a place where you're motivated, inspired to capitalize on all of the opportunity coming in 2025. It's going to be a much bigger year than this year. Lots of shows are going into production next year. You're going to want to audition for them, and you're going to want to book roles. If that is you, I'll see you Thursday night. ActOnThis.tv/live.
I found my work.